Hey, it's your boy Track Fox. Welcome to the first episode of my running series when I review shoes, running shoes, all different types of running shoes, views with Fox. We're just going to get started into this. So, the very first shoe that I have for you guys is the UA Hovr Machina 2. I ran in the previous model before, but this one is definitely a difference maker compared to the first one. So we're just going to get right into it. Um, I've been kind of showing you what these bad boys look like for some days now, and this is kind of what they look like. Obviously, you can see I kind of put a little wear and tear, just a little bit, in these good old shoes right here. Even right here, kind of already. So far I have about 15 miles in these, and I'll kind of move this one because I really only need to show one. But so far I have 15 miles in these, and I know the first time when I did like a short little review, just explaining some things when I was like so comfortable, so smooth, very comfortable, very smooth. I'm actually in love with these now, even after 15 miles. I know some people say that you have to kind of get in about 25, 30 miles in that shoe to really break it in and fill it out. But this one is a difference maker compared to the first one. With this one, they implemented a couple new features into it. The UA Rush, they didn't have that in the first one. I actually had a guy who used to work with Under Armour. He doesn't really work with them anymore, but they were testing in the first one the UA Rush, and they got rid of it after the prototypes because it just made the shoe very, very heavy. So that's pretty dope that they were able to go through and really test it out and actually implement that inside and take away weight compared to the last model. And I say that for the simple fact that with this one, this is actually lighter than the previous model. The previous model was 10.4 ounces, and this one is actually 10.24 ounces. So a little bit lightweight, great feel. The other feature that I like the most about this shoe, and just a lot of Under Armour's running shoes as of late, I double knot my shoes, sorry. So let me get that out. But this tongue, man, this tongue feature to me is like it trumps all. This like lockdown tongue in here, if y'all can see that, like it's all stitched together, and I just think that that's one of the dopest features. Get some of this debris out of the shoe, but I think that that's one of the dopest features a shoe could have, because you have these shoes that don't have that lockdown feature, and when you're running, just the tongue just goes everywhere. And that can be very, very frustrating for a runner, especially when you're doing those longer runs, those 13 milers, those 16, 18, 20 milers, and your tongue just consistently just going off and rubbing off on those ends. So that's like a big deal. There's not really a big difference compared to the outsole. It's still the same, the way it looks, still the same kind of traction pattern. Still has that springy plate on the bottom to really propel you forward. So I'm not really going to touch too much on that. The hover cushioning is Under Armour's baby. So of course, hover cushioning is going to feel very, very plush, compared to the high abrasion rubber. But that is obviously for durability purposes, to make sure the shoe lasts longer. The thing about these, when it comes to these longer distance shoes for Under Armour, you're gonna get roughly anywhere between 350 to 450 miles in them. That's pretty good. I mean, your standard running shoe, you're gonna get about that much anyways. Some of your less ounce shoes, you're not really gonna get that much mileage, maybe 250 to 300, and those are traditionally your racers that are anywhere between 6 to 8 ounces. And I'll be definitely covering some of those racers for sure. All, like I said, all different types of shoes. But anybody that also knows about these Under Armour shoes, they also come equipped with the Bluetooth Map My Run, so you can definitely connect these to map my run. And with that, you have your own virtual coach, somebody that's constantly telling you when you're in your cadence gauge, when you're in your stride length gauge. So if you're somebody that's into that and you like that, while you're wearing your headphones, by all means, definitely go for that. I'm more of I'm out in the field just listening to my music kind of guy. Every once in a while, I get interested on where, my cadence and my stride length is. So I'll turn that on, but it really gives you a more in-depth coaching experience. So those people who aren't really able to invest in a coach, a running coach, or just starting out to run and don't really know these things, because people, some people don't really know. But it's a really good app to link with the shoes to also really tell how much mileage you have, how many steps you put in. It tells you the elevation as far as your full run. So it's a really good feature. Definitely, tap into these and tap into that feature if you're willing to see what it's like to just be in an Under Armour shoe. I know Under Armour shoe is still very relatively, short on lifespan when it comes to the shoe game, but they're really making some strides and they're really, putting in some time into their shoes. That's one thing I really like about these, is that you can tell they listened to people that spoke about the previous model and they really implemented new features in this model to kind of make it better. Another thing I can really say about these is that it fits like a blanket, and no runner wants to wear a shoe where it's like too tight or too loose. You obviously want that lockdown feel in your shoes, but you want it to feel comfortable. You want it to feel good to you while you're running. So the couple miles that I've done in these, the 15, couple runs, these felt like I had a blanket, a secured blanket with cushioning on the bottom, as if you're laying in your bed with like egg crates. Egg crates are just that very, very plush like bed that you're laying in, and I'm snug with a blanket on. So if you're interested, definitely get into these. They added also some more reflective on here. So for your night runners, people who run 8, 9 o'clock at night when the sun goes down, man, he will definitely be seen in these for sure. You don't have to worry about somebody not seeing you while they're driving and potentially hitting you. So the big difference between these two is obviously, oops, Ichigo fell. My bad, Ichigo. He's the real MVT. Oh, he fell again. Oh, crap. Yeah. Get him on there. Yeah. So, with these, they added more cushioning over here, and this doesn't really have much cushioning padding right here on this heel counter. More at the bottom, obviously, so your heel doesn't sit right here, but the way some people are, this actually still does rub up on the skin. So I would say if there was a negative aspect about these for runners, that's probably what it would be. So they added, that cushioning right here. And same thing, with the tongue flap. The tongue flap tends to kind of roll a little bit up. You can't probably see that, but this tongue flap tends to roll up a little bit while you're running. People might not like that, and it's very, very thin. So with that, they added a little cushioning to the actual tongue, so you don't have to worry about, any type of like chafe rub or it breaking into your skin. Those are some of the main features to the shoe. Again, I'm not really going to go super in depth when it comes to these reviews. These are just shoes that I deem interesting, that I want to get into, and really, like I said in my previous videos, get that information out to you guys. So this is the first of many. I just have really strong ties with Under Armour, so I always felt like if I was going to do something like this, my first video should be an Under Armour shoe. And everybody that knows me know that I love my anime, so of course, Bleach is my favorite. I got my Ichigo, I got my Grimmjow right here. Grimmjow is my favorite character, by the way. Anime all time. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. If you did watch this video, if you did check this out, I appreciate you guys. Give this a like, give this a share. Really get it out to people who are interested in running. If you have any questions or concerns, DM me. You want to know more about the shoes. Again, I'm going to put more mileage into the shoes, and I want to say check out for the next shoe in the next 2 weeks, maybe a month. Give myself some time to really get some miles into these, and we'll move on to the next shoe to really get that out to you guys. Peace. Thanks.